Hey guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. I'm super excited that I've finally come to the end of the book of Proverbs. I count this a privilege to review the book of Proverbs. Today is chapter 31. I kind of waited a little while before I made the video for chapter 31 because I really wanted to take out time to read the book of Proverbs chapter 31 and get all the highlights and get all the details and also listen to people who have spoken about Proverbs 31. And while I was reading this, I'm like, this book is so much filled. And I believe that Proverbs 31 is the highlight for the book of Proverbs. And yes, let's dive into it. So for today's review, I'm going to be taking the characteristics of a Proverbs 31 woman verse by verse and just highlighting or just speaking about what I think or I believe that these particular verses are talking about. But let's start with Proverbs chapter 31, verses 1. I'm going to be reading this in the Message translation. The words of King Lemuel, the strong advice his mother gave him. Oh, son of mine, what can you be thinking of? Child whom I bore, the son I dedicated to God. Don't delight your strength on fortune hunting women, promiscuous women who shipwreck leaders. Leaders can't afford to make fools of themselves, gulping wine and swilling beer. Lest hung over, they don't know right from wrong, and the people who depend on them are hurt. Use wine and beer only as sedatives to kill the pain and dull the ache of the terminally ill, for whom life is a living death. Speak up for the people who have no voice, for the right of all the misfits. Speak out for justice. Stand up for the poor and destitute. And it goes on to from verses 10 to 31 to talk about a good wife. Proverbs 31 is basically talking to wives. It's talking to women who desire to be wives someday, who desires to be extraordinary, who desires to be outstanding. So, like I said, I'm just going to be taking it bit by bit. So, verses 10 to verses 31 basically speaks on the characteristics of a good woman, or you can say the characteristics of a good wife. He says, a good woman is hard to find and worth far more than diamonds. Her husband trusts her without reserve and never has reason to regret it. A good woman is one person that your husband can find safety in you. A good woman is someone who people can be vulnerable around and they don't hear their secret outside. So he says that her husband has never had reason to regret it. Her husband doesn't have reason to regret the fact that he found solace in her. Her husband doesn't regret the fact that he can depend on his wife, he can depend on his woman and tell her things and be vulnerable around her, and he doesn't regret it. He says her husband trusts her without reserve. Never spiteful, she treats him generously all her life long. I believe that the characteristics that the author was trying to depict of this kind of woman is very hard to fit in. You would agree with me that the Proverbs 31 woman is not an easy characteristic to have as a woman, because he just says everything good. Like, she was literally the perfect woman. She was literally the perfect lady. He says she's never spiteful. She treats him generously all her life long. Like a Proverbs 31 woman, or a woman who wants to become a Proverbs 31 woman, cannot be spiteful. For us to become that good wife that we want to be, or that perfect woman that we want to be, we must first of all work on ourselves. We must first of all tell ourselves, am I spiteful? Am I rude? Am I ill towards people? He says she shops around. The next verse says she shops around for the best yarns and cottons and enjoys knitting and sewing. She likes a trading ship that sails to faraway places and brings back exotic. She's like a trading ship that sails to faraway places and brings back exotic surprises. The Proverbs 31 woman, this woman is one that is never caught unawares. She's one that is very hardworking. He says that she's up before dawn, preparing breakfast for her family and organizing her day. Like, I want to ask you, what time do you wake up every day? Some of us sleep to like 10 a.m. Some of us sleep to like 9 a.m. This place says that she's up before dawn, preparing breakfast for her family and organizing her day. You cannot just wake up and just start your day without thinking first, what do you want to achieve today? How do I organize my day to make my day productive? She's very intentional about having a productive day. With the way I'm saying this, I'm also asking God for grace to be that Proverbs 31 woman, because it feels like this is going to be a hard thing to do, but there's always grace available. If there's one person that was able to live this, that means we have the ability to also be a Proverbs 31 woman. She looks over a field and buys it. Then, with money she's put aside, plants a garden. It's okay for you to have properties as a woman. It is very okay for you to have properties as a woman. I just remember talking with one of my friends recently, and she was talking about how her mom started telling her about buying lands and properties and owning houses too. And I'm like, girl, it's time for us to have this conversation. Like, we need to intentionally tell ourselves, plan towards having properties, that it's okay. And one of the things that we just told ourselves is that we need to start making that plan, start having properties, start putting money aside. It says she puts from the money she puts aside. A lot of times when we make money, we are out to get the best dresses, to get the best hairs, to buy just materialistic things. And he's saying that's not how the Proverb 31 woman lives her life. Like, she puts money aside. And this is leading me to my next question. Do you have savings? Are you making investments? What is your saving culture like? What is your saving habit like? Are you that kind of person that at the end of the month you have spent all the money that you have made? One problem will come, you have used money, and family problem will come, you have sent money. You have to start putting money aside. And as we come to the end of the year, I think it's one decision and one plan that we must have as we enter into the new year, to start putting money aside, start saving, develop a saving habit, develop a saving culture where you can like just put money aside. And it's not just about saving, it's about also investing. I've been reading this book, Rich Woman by Kim Kiyosaki, and she was talking about the importance of saving and investing. And she was talking about how you can just stay and your money is doing the work for you. Like, you don't have to work, you're just staying and you're just getting money without even working. And I'm telling myself, I need to get to that point where my money is doing the work for me. I need to get to that point where I don't have to work so hard to get money. Money just comes in from the investment I've made. One of the things that we must know is that the Proverb 31 woman is that woman who is very sensitive, and she doesn't just make rash decisions. Before she makes any decision, she thinks through it. She thinks about it. She processes things before she makes decision. It says she looks over a field and buys it. That means she takes her time to assess the pros and cons of making investments. She takes her time to assess the advantages and disadvantages of making decisions before she makes any decision. For you to be that kind of woman, you need to tell yourself, before I make any decision, I must think it through. I want to believe that this Proverb 31 woman was a woman that was led by the Spirit. So before she makes any decision, she will always ask God. The next verse says, first thing in the morning, she dresses for work, rolls up her sleeves, eager to get started. Proverb 31 woman is not always online 247. She's not always checking Instagram and TikTok for the next trending topic. He says she rolls up her sleeves, eager to get started. First thing in the morning, she dresses for work, rolls up her sleeves, eager to get started. She senses the worth of her work. You must always know how important your work is. Even though you're working for yourself, even though you're working for someone, whatever you're doing, you must always know how important that work is. The Proverbs 31 woman is that woman that is very diligent with what she's doing. Whatever the Lord has placed in her hands, she's very diligent with it. And she says she's skilled in the crafts of home and heart, diligent in homemaking. You must know the basics. You must know how to keep your home, because as much as you want to have a lot of domestic staff in your house, you must also know the basics. You must also understand how to do these things, because these people might not really do it to your taste. She's quick to assist anyone in need, reaches out to help the poor. I cannot believe that there's just this innate thing in us women that makes us help people. So we are very compassionate. As a woman, we must be compassionate, we must be loving. It's just an innate thing that is in us. I mean, I think it was my mom that was saying that if you give a 2 year old a baby, no, 2 year old is too small. If you give like a 5 year old a baby, she knows how to carry that baby and care for that baby just as young as she is, because there is just this innate thing in us that says that we must be compassionate, we must be loving. The Proverbs 31 woman, or that woman that you want to be or you desire to be, is that woman who is very compassionate. Are you compassionate? Are you loving? Do you assist people? Do you just reach out to people and just help people? Whether you have it or not, you don't have to wait until you have a lot of millions in your account to help somebody, or a lot of thousands in your account. You can just start from where you are and be compassionate and help people. The Proverbs 31 woman is very proactive. She is very proactive. So before something even happens, she has prepared for the future. Like she's already thinking about in 2 years' time what will happen. Okay, she's already thinking about next month what will happen. What are the things that I have to put in place for my family next month? So he says that she doesn't worry about her family when it snows. So let's say it gets to a point where things are really hard in her home, she's still steadfast, she's still strong because she has already thought about it even before it happens. So she's that kind of woman that is very proactive. She's that kind of woman that before anything happens, she's already on it. She thinks about something ahead of time. She thinks about the future and she makes plans about the future. And that is who we are supposed to be. We're supposed to be that kind of people that, or that kind of women that can look at the future and see, already have plans and already know what to do. I already know how to handle situations as they come because I'm already prepared for the future. So she makes her own clothing and dresses in colorful lineage and skills. This woman is a master of all. Like she literally knows everything. She knows how to take care of her home. She knows how to make her own dresses. Like she's a businesswoman. You can see where it says that she plants, she invests in lands and properties, and she also plants her own vineyards. And now it's saying that she makes her own clothing. Like I know that we can't keep up with this woman, but like she is master of all. She literally knows how to do like everything. She literally knows everything. Literally knows little of everything, and she knows how to put her hands in things and get it all done. And it says that her husband is greatly respected when he deliberates with the city fathers. Her husband is greatly respected. If you want your man to be respected, you have to start by respecting him at home. Always create an atmosphere where not just your man, but people around you feel loved and respected. People around you are eager to always be around you. Now, when it comes to your spouse, you must always create an atmosphere where they're not avoiding you in quotes, they're not walking on eggshells, where they always trust you. That he says from the beginning that a husband trusts in her, her husband finds safety in her. So you must be that kind of woman that people actually trust. People can be vulnerable around. Your husband or your man can always look forward to coming back home to. So you want to create an atmosphere that is loving, that is peaceful. And it says her husband is greatly respected when he deliberates with the city fathers. I just remember the story of Deborah that was married to Lapidoth. Everybody knew Deborah for who she is. I kind of believe that Deborah was like a Proverbs 31 woman. Everybody knew her husband because of her. It says wife of Lapidoth. So she was married to Lapidoth. People knew her and people knew her husband because of her. And I feel like she's actually a Proverbs 31 woman. She exuded what a Proverbs 31 woman has or should have. And I believe strongly that you can be a career person. You can be someone that is doing amazing work in her field, but still create an atmosphere where your home will be a loving place. Her clothes are well made and elegant, and she always faces tomorrow with a smile. The Proverbs 31 woman is a joyful woman. She always faces tomorrow with a smile. She doesn't think about tomorrow and she's scared. She doesn't think about the future and is wondering, oh God, how will I survive? And she's scared of tomorrow. She wholly trusts in the Lord. She's that kind of person that would always wake up smiling and joyful. So a Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that is joyful. Are you joyful? Are you that woman that when people see, they're not always seeing you frowning your face? The Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that is always joyful. And it says, when she speaks, she has something worthwhile to say, and she always says it kindly. Your words must always be gracious as a woman. Your words must always be gracious. You want to ask yourself, this thing I'm saying, does it make sense? I think it's CEV that says that whenever she speaks, she always makes sense. Does it make sense? First of all, you need to invest in yourself. You need to work on yourself so that when you speak, people will say that, okay, this person is full of wisdom. The Proverb 31 woman is that woman that has worked on herself, that has invested on her growth, that has invested in growing, that is still growing. So that when she comes out and she speaks, people are like, okay, you are actually smart. You are actually wise. So a Proverbs 31 woman is the woman that is wise. So she has something worthwhile to say. For every time she opens her mouth to speak, she always speaks with wisdom. So you want to ask yourself, the words that I speak, am I speaking with wisdom? Do people listen to me? I'm like, I have some depth. And it says that she's always kind in her words. Are you always kind with your words? Are you that kind of person that is always cursing people? Are you that kind of person that is always throwing abuses, insulting people, both on social media, both offline. The Proverb 31 woman's words are always kind, are always gracious. You must always remember that she keeps an eye on everyone in her household and keeps them all busy and productive. She keeps an eye on everyone in her household. You cannot get too busy that you ignore what the Lord has given you, or you ignore the responsibilities that God has put in your hands. The Proverb 31 woman, if you want to be that woman that is extraordinary, that is the Proverb 31 woman, you must keep your eye on your household. Now, I know that you are busy. I know that you must work. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work. I'm not saying that you shouldn't build your career, but I'm saying as much as you are building your career, you must always put your eyes in your household. Put your eyes on your children. Don't let people train your children for you. Put your eyes on your spouse. Don't let your people take care of your spouse for you. You can do this and still maintain a good career. God has given you all the abilities, all the strength that you need to balance or be that woman, that wholesome woman. So always put your eyes on your household. It says keeps an eye on everyone in the household and keeps them all busy and productive. You cannot have children and your children are always playing. They're on midterm. I'm not saying that they should always carry their books to read. They're on midterm or they're on break, and there's no one thing that they have done that is aside playing games and just playing that can say that they are productive. Keep your children productive. He said he keeps them all busy and productive. Always keep your children busy and productive. Always make sure that your children has something that they follow, like a routine that they follow. Me, I'm always big on routine. I'm very big on routine. Let them have routine that they follow. Let them have things that keeps them busy and productive. All right. And it says her children respect and bless her. Her husband joins in with words of praise. If you have not created an atmosphere where your husband can join and praise you, then you need to work on it. Many women have done wonderful things, but you outclass them all. Charm can mislead and beauty soon fades. The woman to be admired and praised is the woman who fears the Lord. I believe that one of the things about this woman is that the Bible never mentioned that she had friends, but I want to believe that she had friends. She had friends that were also like-minded, like her. So I kind of believe that the right association also helped this woman, and she was just everything. I mean, she was an entrepreneur. She was that person that was very intentional about building a godly home and even a good home. She was that person that was also an intentional parent. She was everything when it comes to even her relationship with God. It says the woman to be admired and praised is the woman who lives in the fear of God. So she actually feared the Lord. She was actually a godly woman. And I would I would any day choose a godly woman over someone who just I don't want to use the word feminist, but we have a lot of feminists that says, okay, this is how you're supposed to do, and sometimes they're actually right. But I would always choose to go with what the Word of God says about women and how women are supposed to behave in the society and how we're supposed to live our lives. And I believe strongly that this Proverbs 31 woman should be like a guide for us to be the best version of ourselves and to be everything that God has created us to be. So, like I said, this shoe is too big, but we can actually fit into it. We can actually trust the Lord to give us grace to be that woman. We can trust the Lord to give us grace to know how to be a Proverbs 31 woman. And my major highlight from the Proverbs 31 woman is that she always considers things, she always thinks through things before making decisions. I also believe that she will always go to God in prayer before making any decision. And this is the things, this is one of the highlights for me about the Proverbs 31 woman. And I also believe strongly that we can be that woman. We can be that woman who puts an eye on our household. I read this in the message translation. So we've come to the end of the book of Proverbs, and I'm super excited. Guys, thank you. I had new subscribers from doing this review, and I'm super grateful to you guys. If this is your first time of coming to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. This is a faith-based channel. We talk about everything God. And yes, I help you in your journey with doing God better and having a better relationship with God. I'm going to be doing a new series, and I believe strongly that God led me to do this series, and it's going to be centered around teenagers. Now, I've been teaching teenagers for the past 5 to 6 years. I know that I don't have a lot of experience, but the few years I have been able to mentor teenagers and I've been able to be around teenagers, I've gotten to know some things that they struggle with and some issues they usually have. And I decided to do this series called Dear Teenager. And it's just going to be short videos that I'll be releasing where I just address specific issues that I believe strongly that our teenagers struggle with. So if you have any teenager or if you are a teenager, you want to stay connected to this channel, you want to subscribe, you want to turn on your notifications. I'm just going to be picking a few issues that they struggle with as led by God actually, and just addressing them. Please drop your comment on the book of Proverbs. Let me know what you think about the book, and I will be in the comment section reading. And do not forget to subscribe. I will see you in my next video.